Hello and welcome to Island Decree. We have not abandoned you yet.
No, yeah, sorry. We have been extremely busy, and we just haven't made time to podcast, and that is our fault. We will hopefully not have another period of silence again.
Nick has been so busy that even God called him as like, dude, you need to take a break. So
Yeah, pretty much.
So we just attended the pre-release, and by just attended,
We did.
Friday.
Yeah, we went to Friday night.
And we will tell you all about it after we open a pack of Magic Origins.
Woohoo! So this is a pack that I won at the pre-release, and I already opened it because I was too excited. But I have it fully right here. It has not been edited, we promise. So,
What does pack have 5 mythics in it?
yeah, pretty much. So we can start with the commons. Our first one is Veteran Sidearm. It's a artifact equipment for 2, equip cost of 1, and equipped creature gets +1/+1.
That's an artifact.
It is an
That
artifact,
equipment.
yeah. It's just, okay. Suppression Bonds is a white enchantment for 3 and a white, and enchant non-land permanent. Enchanted permanent can attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So it's basically like an O-ring.
Isn't that Arrest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot like Arrest too.
'Cause-
Except doesn't Arrest only affect certain creatures, whereas
Well-
this is any.
No, O-Ring is Exile, though.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So this is like sort of a pacifism. It's like pacifism except it does the activated ability thing, and it's like Faiths of Fetters is probably one to compare it to.
Yeah. Okay, next one, Reclaim. It is a green instant for just 1 green, and put the target card from your graveyard on top of your library.
I had this played against me a couple times. It didn't really help them out much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but
I could see this really, like, working, especially in Limited, just because you don't have, like, a lot of other, like, graveyard return besides in black. So, like, I see this in a green-black deck, and really only, like, okay, my Planeswalker just got destroyed, boom, I get it back.
yeah. Regarding the other 2 cards earlier, I didn't see anyone playing that artifact that we opened.
No, definitely not.
I got wrecked by Suppression Bonds, though.
Yeah, everybody who's playing white had a Suppression Bonds.
Yes, that is a very good card. Alright, what is our next card?
Next card, Separatist Void Mage. It's a blue creature for 3 and a blue. When Separatist Void Mage enters the battlefield, you may return target creature to its opponent's hand, and it is a 2/2. So it's a 2/2 for 4 with bounce. It's kind of eh.
Yeah, I opened one, I didn't play it, and spoilers, was playing blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll
I
get you
didn't
there.
play it either. I was listening. Blue. Next card, Rapid Bloodsucker. It's a black vampire creature. It's a mana cost 4 colorless, 1 black, and it's a 3/2 with flying. And whenever it enters the battlefield, each player loses 2 life.
So they opened this on Tap Tap Concede. I'm not sure if you've seen the new one that came out last night.
I did not yet.
And there was one a couple sets ago that enters the battlefield, your opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, and even that didn't see much play. So this is just a much worse version of that card, so I'm not really on board with that.
Okay, next one, for Farika's Disciple. It's a green Centaur Warrior for 3 and a green. It is a 2/3 with Death Touch and Renowned 1. So for those of you who don't know, Renown is whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, if it's not Renowned, put a +1/+1 counter on it and it becomes Renowned.
I had...
Renowned, wrecked by in the pre-release, especially by red cards with Renowned.
I had that specific card ruin me. The Death Touch, yeah.
Yeah.
That, oh. It's like, because you can't block it effectively unless you have something that can trade with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, what's our next card?
And then as soon as you don't block it, it becomes a 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay, next card. It's a Stratus Walk. It's a blue enchantment for 1 and a blue enchant creature. When Stratus Walk enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature has flying, and enchanted creature can only block creatures with flying.
It's evasion.
I saw this being played a lot. To be honest, I was a little mad I didn't play it myself, because I opened 2 of them and used neither.
Yeah, so did I, actually.
But, yeah, and then I saw it being used, and I was like, dang, I definitely, underestimated the use of this card.
Although, I didn't have it played against me.
I had it played against me twice.
What I like about this is, it's evasion, and it's card advantage, and then,
yeah,
even though they can't block, you're probably putting on a creature that you don't need to block to begin with.
Probably, yeah. And it's pretty cheap. I mean,
yeah.
What do? Play like a 1/1 turn 1. Play this on it turn 2.
The goblin, the goblin with renown.
Yeah, that goblin with renown, or that lizard that pumps.
Yeah.
Play that on that. Pump it next turn. Now it swings in for 3. Yeah, that'd be a good combo. Next one, Fetid Imp. It is a black imp for 1 and a black, and it's a 1/2 flying with the ability 1 black Fetid Imp gains Death Touch until end of turn.
Ooh.
It's not bad, actually. I saw it played only once, but it wasn't bad. It was something that I had to get rid of.
Yeah.
Next one, Emprin Tactician. It is a white human soldier for 2 and 2 white. It is a 3/3 with the ability, when Emprin Tactician enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Yeah. I mean,
not bad.
Played against me once and it didn't do anything.
Same. I feel like you have to actually really plan for this to actually go off.
Yeah.
Into the uncommons now.
Ooh.
Throwing Knife is an artifact equipment for 2 with an equip cost of 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and whenever equipped creature attacks, you may sacrifice Throwing Knife. If you do, Throwing Knife deals 2 damage to target creature or player. I actually really like Throwing Knife just because I feel like it could give you an advantage at some point.
Yeah.
So if I'm attacking with a 2/2, right, and you only have a 3/3, are you going to block it and possibly lose your creature?
It's
Probably not.
It's a buff and also partial removal, so.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, although I didn't see it played.
I saw it played twice, actually. And both times it was something that I was like, oh crap, Throwing Knife. So, we got one of the dual colored cards.
Ooh. Which there are 10 of, and they're uncommon.
Yeah. They're not rare, but there's not very many of those.
They're actually uncommon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blazing Hellhound is a black and red elemental hound for 2 and 1 black and 1 red, and with the activated ability of 1 colorless, sacrifice another creature. Blazing Hellhound deals 1 damage to target creature or player, and it's a 4/3.
Don't like this card.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's
not something I would play red black for.
I mean, there are creatures that you just tap to deal 1 damage to target creature or player.
Yeah.
This is just a much worse pinger.
Yeah. Okay. A card that actually did a lot for me, Mage Ring Network. That is a land with the ability to just tap it and add 1 colorless mana to your pool. Or you can tap 1 of any mana and tap Mage Ring Network and put a storage counter on it. Or you can tap it and remove X storage counters from Mage Ring Network and add X colorless mana to your mana pool.
Yeah.
I really like this card, especially on those turns where you just have like extra mana lying around. You just pump into this, and then you get something big, and you just combos go off with this hardcore. I had a few combos that really worked out with that, and I enjoyed it.
Whole lot of mana.
Oh, so much mana. Okay. And a rare, Gaia's Revenge. It is a elemental creature for 5 colorless and 2 green, which seems expensive, but it is an 8/5 with the ability it can't be countered, it has haste, and Gaia's Revenge can not be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources.
Yeah.
So basically, it is an 8/5 that can't be countered with haste and can't be damaged or removed, besides by green, which does not have very much damage or removal. Especially in this set.
This card was ridiculous.
Yeah, I only saw it once, and the one time I did see it, I lost. Just, like, from it.
I saw it twice, and I lost both games. I managed to kill it once, but it took down my biggest creature.
Yeah, that Scab Goliath?
Yeah. Spoilers.
Sorry. Okay, and then I got a Foil Island, which is really pretty, and a Plains.
Ooh. Alright.
Oh, there's that.
So, our pre-release day started at about
Real quick. Just as a FYI for those of you wondering, with the... I'm sorry, my throat is all gross. With the release of the new set, for those of you who care about Standard, there's no changes to Standard quite yet, besides the fact that on the 17th, Magic Origins will be introduced into Standard. Nothing will be phased out until October 2nd, when the release of Return to Zendikar is. So, I was planning on spending today freaking out and going through all my Standard cards and being like, hey, what can I play now? But I don't have to until October 2nd, so just so you know.
And do keep in mind that these are not legal in Standard until the set is officially released.
Until 17th, yes. So you can...
You cannot play them in Standard.
If you went to a pre-release today, or if you went to a pre-release this past weekend, you cannot play them in Standard this week until the 17th.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that could be really embarrassing for someone who doesn't know that.
That would be really awkward, and that seems like something I would definitely do. Just, like, pop a few Magic Origins cards in there and be like, it's gonna be so good, play them, and someone's like, Judge, you can't play these, can they? Yeah. Just so you know, 17th.
All right.
And then October 2nd is when things get phased out.
And that is phasing out...
Theros block and Magic 2015.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Goodbye, all Theros.
I know, and I'm crying about it.
Speaking of Standard, we have some news. I'm going to start playing some Standard.
Yes, so hopefully we'll be able to go on Thursdays to CCG House and play Standard. Possibly more, but right now the plan is going on Thursday.
Yes. And that reminds me, I might be using a similar mechanic to you, except in blue-red.
Oh, yes.
Because Exploit and Scabs work well together.
Yeah. Although I might be switching it up soon.
Ooh. With your green-white?
I might be switching it up, yeah, for green-white.
Alright. So, we had a fun experience. We registered for the pre-release on Thursday.
Yes, we did.
So we could get a cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went over to your house about 6, and you made me study the entire set.
I did. I had been studying it all day, and so I was like, we gotta keep studying. I gotta know all the cards. But it paid off, because somebody would be like, here, I play this card, and I would be like, boom, know what it does. Or when I would open the packs, I'd be like, hey, I got these and these and these and these, and I knew which cards worked together. So in my opinion, studying paid off. Studied more for this pre-release than I have for any test.
I can say the same thing, but I didn't study too hard for this pre-release.
Yeah, you didn't.
So yes, then we went to eat food, which is top quality.
Oh yes, food.
And we got to the pre-release at about 11:45.
Yeah, so we left my house around 11, got food, got there around 11:40, 11:45,
Yeah, and we actually ran into a friend from our old high school.
Yes, we did, and that was a lot of fun.
Weren't actually friends with at our high school. We're like, hey, you play Magic, let's hang out between rounds and all this stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, we got in there, heard it was going to be 7 or 8 rounds, and thought, okay, we'll be here till 10 in the morning.
Yeah, we weren't, though. We were only there till 8 in the morning.
Notably, if you go to a pre-release at midnight, most stores it will be 7 or 8 rounds, but you will get a pack for sure.
Yeah.
If you're in a bigger city, it might go to 10 rounds. I've heard of that happening.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Most other pre-releases, it's 5 rounds.
The ones at CCG, he said were only 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because I was talking to Trevor about it, and he was like, yeah. So, all the other ones go to 4 rounds, and you get packs based on your win-loss record.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nick chose red.
I did. I decided to pre-release in red, which, in my opinion, and the opinion of the majority of other people that I talked to, is one of the stronger colors in Magic Origins.
Yes, indeed.
In fact, I only went against one person out of 7 that was not running a little bit of red, at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I chose blue, and I looked at my table and I'm like, there are like 6 people here?
Yeah.
But 3 of them are Asian, so I think I'm in good company.
Yeah.
So anyway, we sat down, opened our packs. So what you get when you go to pre-release is you get a cool box that is impossible to open without something to open it with.
This is true, yeah.
You get a D20.
Mm-hmm.
And this cool, like, little insert card explaining about the story that, like, maybe 3 people read.
I read it. In fact, they have little, like, quests on the back for Magic Origins. The Chandra one has First Fire, cast a spell that deals damage to a creature. Oh my gosh, red never does that. Unintentional Destruction, destroy a non-creature permanent. Oh my gosh, red never does that. Forced to Flee, attack with creature that has haste. Oh my gosh, never done that. Hunted, find the cards Chandra, Fire of Kadesh, and Pia and Kiran Nalar, which I found them, I just don't own them.
Yeah, you found them somewhere.
Yes, I found them, so that counts. A Fiery Exit, kill 2 or more opposing creatures in a single turn with red damage spells. Boom, Chandra's Fury, wrecked. And Mastering Pyromancy, use a spell to deal lethal damage to an opponent. Actually, I did Fiery Exit and Mastering Pyromancy in the same turn. Again, Chandra's Fury for the win.
So, in addition to all this cool stuff, previously at pre-releases you would get a seeded pack of 15 cards.
Yes.
And 5 packs.
Uh-huh.
This time you got a seeded pack of 7 cards and 6 packs.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better and a lot more value.
I would agree.
The seeded pack, I think I used every single card from the seeded pack.
I did not. I think I used like 5 cards from it.
But anyway, we had been joking the whole day, like, because Nick's going heavy in red and I'm going heavy in blue, and I'm like, watch, I'm gonna open a Chandra in pack 1. We've been joking the entire day. So pack 1 turned to my rare Chandra.
Yeah, I was so mad.
And I immediately got up from the table and I'm like, Nick, it happened.
Yeah, I was not happy about that situation.
So, from the second I opened Chandra, I decided I was gonna go red-blue.
Mm-hmm.
And my deck, which I have organized, I'm just going to quickly read them off.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mountains and an evolving wilds.
Okay.
Then I had Ring Warden Owl.
Okay.
Screeching Scab. Send to Sleep. A second Send to Sleep. Negate. 2 Claustrophobias, 2 Chandra's Furies, Titan Strength, Act of Treason, Guardians of Melitus, Scab Goliath, Whirler Rogue, Towergeist, Jesse and Thief, a Foil Central Starfish, 2 Turn to Frogs, a Goblin Glory Chaser, a Promo Foil Harbinger of the Tides,
Cool.
Chandra's Ignition, and Chandra Fire of Kaladesh.
Cadet. Is it Kaladesh?
Yeah, it's Kaladesh.
Okay. I kept hearing people say Kadesh, and I was like, maybe. Okay, so I can quickly run through my deck. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mountains, 5 islands, and 5 forests. So I went 3 color. I had...
Some people weren't happy about.
Some people were very not happy about it, but we can go over that later. I had a Scab Clan Berserker, which I opened in my seeded pack, and that is a... For those of you who don't know, it's a 2/2 for 3 with Haste Renowned, and whenever it's Renowned, if the opponent plays a non-creature spell, they take 2 damage. 2 Thopter Engineers, 1 Goblin Glory Chaser, 2 Chandra's Furies, an Abbot of Carol Keep, Ogrian Sergeant, Exquisite Firecraft and Fiery Impulse, a Sky Snare Spider, Nissa's Pilgrimage, Wild Instincts, Mind of the Masses, Honored Hierarch, and Zendikar Royal, Jace's Sanctum, Scab Goliath, 2 Claustrophobias, 2 Negates, a Sickled Starfish, and a Turn to Frog.
So, yeah. Real quick.
Oh, and also a Mage's Ring Network.
So, what cards turned out being, like, stars of your deck?
Let me see. So I think the ones that were like the most important to me, first and foremost, Zendikar Royal. It's a green enchantment for 3 colorless and 2 green. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a 2/2 green elemental creature token on the field. So what I would do is I would play this turn 6 without playing my land. So I'd play Zendikar Royal, play a land afterwards.
Yeah.
Then I'd auto get a 2/2. Sickled Starfish helped out a lot. For those of you who don't know, lovingly referred to as Scryfish because it's a 0/3 for 1 and a blue with the ability tap Scry 1.
Yes, I had one as well, but mine is better because it's foil.
Yes. Turn to Frog was actually one of the cards that helped me out so much. I
turned Chandra into a frog once.
I did turn Chandra into a frog. So one guy I was going against, he tapped Chandra to do 1 damage, untapped her by playing a burn spell, and then attacked with her to do the 3 damage. Then when I blocked, he was like, "Hey, well, as she does 3 damage, like something happens and she changed." And I was like, "Except for the fact I turn her to frog, and then she dies because she has no abilities." And he was not happy with that. Nissa's Pilgrimage helped me out a lot. For those of you who don't know, it's a green sorcery. You reveal 2 basic land card or 2 basic forest cards, 1 on the field and 1 in your hand. Or if there are 2 or more instants or sorceries in your graveyard, you do 3. Sky Snare Spider helped me out a lot. It's a 6/6 for 6 with Vigilance and Reach. Abbot of the Carol Keep actually helped me out a bunch. It's my promo. It's a 2/1 for 1 and a red with Prowess, and whenever it enters the battlefield, exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card. So basically what I did was, like turn 3, Abbot of the Carol Keep, exile a land to play it.
Yeah.
And then Chandra's Fury basically won me multiple games. And the Thopter Engineers were super cool. Just like so much value. Because they are a 1/3 for 3, and when it enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 colorless Thopter on the field, and all artifact creatures have haste. So that's pretty dope. So yeah, those were the ones that really helped me out.
Okay, in my deck, Send to Sleep turned out being huge. Just being able to tap stuff down. Negate is obviously great.
Yes.
Claustrophobia was amazing.
Claustrophobia is probably one of the best blue cards in the set, in my opinion.
Screeching Scab was surprisingly good. It got the trade up a lot. Chandra's Fury, of course, awesome. Titan Strength, I didn't see a single person who was playing red who opened this who didn't play it.
I did just because I decided to run something else, but...
Titan Strength proved to be so good.
Yeah.
Guardians of Meletis.
Guardians of Meletis, I run in my standard deck, and it is ridiculous. I love it.
Like, this and Claustrophobia were the two cards I played that I would come in my opponent with, like, actively groan.
Yeah.
Scab Goliath won me most of the games that I won. That card is insane. Wordler Rogue was amazing, because of the Thopters enters with. It seems expensive, and then you realize you get 2 flying creatures off of it, too.
Yeah.
Sigil Starfish was great, turned to Frog. Harbinger of the Tides turned out pretty well, and Chandra's Ignition is amazing.
Yeah.
I got to wipe the board 3 times in the pre-release.
Yeah, Chandra's Ignition is ridiculous.
Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the rounds. We started round 1, we were ready to play. We looked at the match sheets, and Nick had a bye.
I was really disappointed. Except, okay, so I didn't actually have a bye. Basically what happened was they had, like, scheduled my match, and I sat down and waited at the table for, like, 5 minutes, and these rounds were only 45 minutes, so I was sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I have 40 minutes left, and no one's here, so I walked up to the guy who was scheduling, and I was like, hey, so my partner isn't here, and he was like, oh, I just saw him earlier, and he, like, yelled out, and I was like, hey, where are you? And the guy was like, oh, I dropped. I don't want to, like, I'm only going to be here for a little while, so I'm just going to drop. And he was like, I guess you get a bye then. And I was like, okay.
So, yeah.
So that kind of sucked.
But it means you got 3 points right off the bat.
True, yeah.
So what happened with me was round 1, game 1, we had a very long game. About 25 minutes. And we were pretty evenly matched, until I got Scab Goliath, following turn, Chandra's Ignition, board wipe. He takes 6, then I swing for 6, and I win the next turn.
Nice.
Yeah, so I effectively cleared his board and swung and got 12 damage into him in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Second game was about 15, 18 minutes. I got him to 1 health. Then there's this enchantment that lets you pay red and sacrifice a land to deal 2 damage to a creature or player. So he Chandra's Fury, you go to 3, swing of the Thopter, you go to 2, do that, 2 damage to you, I win. I'm like, I had you to 1 health, I was gonna kill you next turn.
Yeah.
Game 3, had a good opening hand. It was like 2 mountains of island, a bunch of my good cards, and I didn't draw an island.
Yeah.
But we went to turns. Because once the time is out in the round, you finish the turn you're playing. And then after that you have 5 turns.
Yeah.
And I could have stalled him out and I could have gotten a draw, but it was pretty obvious he was going to win, so I'm like, I concede. So yeah, I lost 2 games.
First round was super cool by doing nothing. I basically just watched your game.
And then round 2. Let me tell mine first because it's less exciting than yours.
True. Go.
Round 2. Games 1 and 2 had to fight and stay alive the entire time because he was playing a white-black renown deck. And it was insane. My deck, the one weakness was it couldn't match up to creature-heavy decks. And he literally had like 2 non-creature spells.
Dang, yeah.
So I got blown out 0-2, and I was 0-2 in the tournament at that time. So your second round.
So my second round, my first game, it was kind of whatever. So first game, sitting there, it took a while. It was like a 20-minute game, and he won. I got him down to like 6 or something like that, and I had a burn cell in my hand, and then he won the game, and I was like, okay, whatever. Game 2. Go to game 2, and it's kind of like the same thing. It was like 15 minutes had gone by, and I play Changer's Fury, and then a second Changer's Fury, same turn. He gets super mad, clears his board, and does 8 damage to him. I swing in for a few more damage. He's at like 3 life left, and then I use Exquisite Pyromancy and kill him. He's super mad.
And
he's
at
like,
that point, like, I came next to you and I sat down because my games were really fast. And I'm
yeah.
like, this guy seems in the border between douchey and cool because I just saw him playing the game.
Yeah.
And wrong.
So he was getting super angry at this point. So I start shuffling my deck. And I like to mana weave my deck before I shuffle it because, like, I want to make sure, like, my mana is evenly distributed.
Yeah.
So I mana weave and shuffle, which we've looked up after this match, and it is completely legal as long as you, like, shuffle afterwards.
I knew that offhand because I'm studying to be a judge right now, so I knew that off the top of my head.
Yeah. But then I looked it up afterwards because I was still, like, confused about it. So I start mana weaving, and this guy starts getting...
Could you briefly explain what mana weaving is for anyone who doesn't know?
Okay, so mana weaving is when you separate your mana and your cards into different piles. You shuffle them up, and then you go, like, 2 non-mana cards and then 1 mana card. And you just do that until, like, the mana is evenly dispersed, and then you shuffle your deck like normal.
Yeah, it's illegal to do that if you don't shuffle your deck afterwards, but as long as you shuffle your deck in some different way afterwards, then it's fine.
Yeah. So, as long as you shuffle afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, so I looked this up after the match, but I started doing it, and he starts accusing me of stacking the deck. But not only because I was mana weaving, but he starts accusing me of stacking the deck with burn spells. And he's like, that's illegal, you can't do that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing it, and you shuffled my deck. So I don't see, like, how you're getting off saying this.
Yeah. Reminder, you can shuffle your opponent's deck as much as you want to.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So he could have easily just picked up your deck and shuffled it more if he wanted to.
And he did, both times.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, whatever, shuffle my deck differently that time. And then he shuffles it again, and he's getting, like, super mad, like, to the point where he's, like, literally red in the face. I draw my hand, and he elected to go first. So I put a mountain, Goblin Glory Chaser, end of my turn. He put down a mountain, put down a second, like, on turn 2, puts down a swamp. I swing with Goblin Glory Chaser, it gets renowned. And we keep going like that. Finally, it's like turn 4, and he still only has 2 lands out. And he starts getting just super mad. And it's turn 4, so I have 4 mana out, and I play Burn Spell. And he's just livid. And he starts cussing out his deck, and he's like, I can't play Magic with no lands, except that he's, like, inserting much more swear words in it. Finally gets, like, super mad, like, knocks over his deck, and he's like, I concede, and shuffles his cards together and walks away.
No, and it's great, because he's like, here, I took down quotes, because I was like, this is too good. So he's like, oh yeah, I basically gave you that game, is one of the things he said to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. He's like, lost to a fucking 3-color deck. Like, dude.
Yeah. And then, when I went to go report, I was talking to the guy who was doing the scores, and he was, like, right there, and the guy who was doing the scores thought he was about to report, and he was like, hey, how'd the game go? And he's like, why aren't you gonna ask him? And then he looks at me, and I was like, yeah, I won 2-1, and he was like, oh. Apparently that guy goes in there quite a bit, because the guy who was reporting the scores was like, yeah, he doesn't like losing very much.
While you were reporting, I asked our friend Charles, who also came to watch your game 3, and he's like, yeah, I drafted him a lot, and he's like that all the time.
Yeah. So, be forewarned, there are people out there in the world who are very sore losers, and who just really don't like not like being a good person. They just really don't like being civil. So, yeah, watch out for that. Although, I was very happy to know both me and Phil went 3 and 4. He went 2 and 5, and I laughed.
That was pretty fun.
Yes. So round 3.
Yes. I don't really remember much of mine. All I know is I won 2 games to 1, and Goliath did a lot of work.
Yeah. I lost round 3 2-0. Just
Didn't you play the guy who won?
I played the guy who got 3rd. His name was Evan. But yeah, he had a ridiculously good deck. It really, like, the first game, I drew into 5 lands, mulliganed into 4 lands, and then just couldn't get back from that. Second game, it was a pretty even match. And I just couldn't pull out a win. 4th round.
Yes, round 4. This was the mirror match for me.
Ooh.
I was playing against another red-blue deck. The first game was 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
No, the first match was 30 minutes, that's correct. Because Nick came over after he had finished. He's like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, this is game 1.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I was down to like 6 cards by the time the game ended, but he beat me. Game 2, we went until there was like 1 minute left in the round, and he beat me again. So I lost 0-2, but both games were really enjoyable, and we both had a lot of fun. And I think that's ultimately the best thing you can ask for.
Yeah.
And your round 4?
My round 4, I lost 1-2, and it was nothing exciting. So like I won the first game, and then the second game I had a similar experience where I like drew into way too much mana and mulliganed into way too much mana. So that kind of sucked. And then game 3, a similar thing. I just couldn't pull out a win. So it was nothing too cool.
Notable thing I forgot to mention, round 1 I should have automatically lost the round, because after game 1 I had played Scab Goliath in game 1. And he comes into play, you exile 2 creatures. I had forgotten to put those creatures back in my deck. I'm like, hey, after the game I'm like, hey, I forgot to do this. Do you want me to take a game loss? He's like, no, it's fine, let's just play game 3. So, yeah, remember, when you exile a creature, put it back into your deck before the next game begins.
Yeah.
So round 5.
Yeah, round 5.
At this time it's about 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're both really tired.
Yeah, round 5. I lost that round as well. That was the one that both times I drew into too much mana. And I almost found it ironic, just because, like, beforehand I was freaking out about not having enough mana. But
yeah, you weren't even running 17, right?
I was running 16 mana. And I just couldn't. There was a few times that I had just way too much.
So
I lost 0-2.
So I played against this guy. He was playing a white-green deck, and I was playing a red-blue deck. The first 9 turns, he only had white mana, and I only had blue mana. It was insane. He's like... So, like, turn 6, he's like, I'm not actually playing a monocolored deck, and I'm like, I'm not either. We both just kind of look at each other for a second, and we're like, okay. And finally, I'm like, turn 9, Evolving Wilds. Search for a red. He won a very long game, but I did manage to pull off using Chandra's Fury twice in the same turn. But there's an artifact creature that you can tap, pay 1 mana, tap it to add a +1/+1 counter to it. And like every one of my end steps, he kept doing that. And yeah, I got blown out by a 12/12. Although notably, Turn to Frog does nothing to stop that. It actually makes it strong. It actually makes it stronger.
Yeah, because it is they're +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
And those don't go away.
Which is annoying, and I couldn't get claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Second game, I beat him pretty handily with the Goliath. The third game was just... So, to justify this decision, it was about 5 in the morning at this time, and I drew my hand, and it was 4 islands, 2 mountains, and a Scab Goliath. And I went, there's 17 land in this deck, I'm not going to draw another land first turn, and I have my best card in my starting hand. Next 3 turns, I draw a land. And my heart just sank. I played like 2 spells the entire game and got blown out. So I'm 1-4 through 5 rounds, and not feeling too good.
Yeah, I'm 2-3.
Oh,
very
quick
disappointed.
Thing. Warhorn is insane.
Yeah, I had one that I, pulled out, but then I was like, I don't really need it, and then I was disappointed.
Yeah, it doesn't look that great from far away, but once I saw it in action, it was, So see, we were considering going home after round 5, and then we asked, so, how did prizes work? And he's like, oh, everyone gets at least 1 pack, and we're like, we're staying.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I did, because I was 1-4 after 5 rounds.
Yeah. So, round 6, we were both really tired. I came up against a guy who was also really tired. I went first, mulligan to 6, because I drew into too much mana, got, a perfect hand, and beat him in, 2 minutes. Game 2, again, mulligan to 6, because I had too much mana, went second, beat him in, 3 minutes, because I had got, another just awesome hand. It was, cleaned up and, done in, under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
When I went to report, the guy was, shocked. He was, his only question was, damn, already? And I was like, yeah.
And, I looked over at you, I'm still in game 1, and I'm like, are you done?
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, I looked it up in the spoiler. That, artifact creature is playing is called Hangerback Walker.
Yeah.
When it dies, you get a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact for each +1/+1 counter on it. Then he played Murder Investigation on it again.
Oh.
So, yeah. But anyway, so, round 6, I sit down with a guy who was the friend of the guy who I played in the mirror match. And I'm like, so how are you doing tonight? And he's like, yeah, not doing too well. And I'm like, yeah, me either. I'm just here to get a pack. So we're both playing for the same reason. Game 1 was a blowout. He had the 6/6 Vigilant Spider. He had Gaia's Revenge. And, turn 2, he plays, where is it? Oh, he also had Outland Colossus.
Oh.
Yeah, so he got all these insane creatures, and then... There's one creature that I didn't notice in the spoiler, but it is insane. The Hydra.
Yes, the mana-hungry Hydra or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime anyone plays a spell, it's a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, Mana Gorger Hydra.
Yeah.
So it's a 1/1 for 3, which isn't great. So you play that on turn 3.
Yeah.
But it has Trample. Whenever a player casts any spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's insane. Okay.
Are you back?
Yeah, that was a weird hiccup.
Okay.
So yeah, after game 1, I'm like, oh no, I'm going 1-6. And he looks at me, he's like, so, I got all of the best cards I opened in that last game. So he, actually just openly says that he got all of his best creatures in one game. I'm like, okay, maybe I can win this. So yes, round 6, yes. So game 2, I got this awesome play where I swung with Screeching Scab. And he blocked the 2/2, so I got rid of his creature, got a good trade, then played Scab Goliath on turn, and blew him out. And then game 3 was just the Goliath party. So I got my second win.
Ooh. Nice.
And then round 7.
Yeah, round 7 I sat down against someone who's playing a, red-white deck. He was pretty good. I won 1 game, lost 2. It wasn't anything too exciting.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then game... Yeah, so round 7, I sat down against the guy, and I'm used to my opponent's decks being bigger than mine. Because I don't sleeve my cards for pre-releases, and I'm used... So I look at his deck, and I'm like, oh, it just sleeved. Then I realize, wait a second, those are unsleeved, and it's like twice the size of mine, so I'm like, what, how many cards in your deck? And he's like, oh, about 70. I'm like, why? And he's like, I'd like a bigger deck. Because I thought he could have been, like, just messing around, because it's the last round.
Yeah.
But no, he'd been playing that for the entire tournament, and he won 2 games to that point. So yes, I had to win. So I won this game, obviously. I won this round 2-0. But yeah, it's weird because this guy also wore a suit to the pre-release. Yeah, just game 1, death by 1,000 cuts with like Whirler Rogue and the Goblin Glory Chaser. And then game 2 is just more ridiculous stuff. I claustrophobia'd all his things and just got through for quick damage. So yeah, we both finished 3 and 4. And we both only got 1 pack, regrettably.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. So overall, it is absolutely worth $20.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we got 7 packs of Origins.
Yeah. Plus a 7-card seeded pack. And a dice. And we got to play 7 games of Magic.
Yeah, that was fun.
So, yes, go to your pre-release.
Do it. Zendikar returns pre-release is a week before October 2nd, so make sure you look for that, check that out. We'll be going, not together, but we will be both going.
Yes, we will both be going and be texting throughout the thing. Are you going to midnight even though you're in college?
I don't know, honestly. I may. Depends on what time Channel Fireball has.
Yes. So yes, we will be bringing you all that pre-release coverage. Please leave your pre-release experience in the comments.
Yeah.
We want to hear about how you guys did.
Yeah, it'll be super fun.
Yes, and GPs are happening soon, and we'll be bringing you coverage from that pretty soon. So
they are.
Not going to guarantee anything, but ideally next week there will also be another podcast, and we'll be doing this again regularly.
Yes. Hopefully we'll get back on schedule. We apologize. It's mostly my fault. I got back from college and started working full-time, and I literally have not had time to eat or drink, so I apologize.
Yes, and yeah, if you're ever feeling lonely without us, please do check out Limited Resources and Tap Concede.
Yeah, definitely. Or, if you're feeling super lonely, you can check out our Patreon.
Yes.
At the link on the screen right now. That would be super cool if you could see us. So I'm just going to start pointing to random parts of the screen that you can't see.
Fun fact, our last podcast I didn't actually put any links in, so I just looked insane.
Oh, great.
But yeah, so next time we'll return, and pretty soon we're going to set up a camera rig and record a live cube draft.
Yeah, definitely.
We have 2 cubes right now. One that is cards that we like, and then one that is just really, really bad cards.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one we're going to do. Tentatively, hopefully 2 weeks from now.
Yes. We're trying to get the rig set up. We have a camera that can record it, but we're trying to get a tripod. Hopefully something ceiling mounted would be ideal.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you for watching. Please support our Patreon. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please leave a vote if you would like to see us draft the bad cube or the cards we like cube.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then we'll get to blame you for whichever one we do draft.
So we will see you next time on... No, we aren't Tap Tap Concede. We'll see you next time on Island Decree.